Parker Schnabel adjusts his season goal from 10,000 to 8,000 ounces. Parker Schnabel's mining season has reached a critical turning point. What started as an ambitious push for 10,000 ounces of gold has been met with major setbacks, forcing him to lower his goal to 8,000 ounces. But even that revised target is slipping away. With pay dirt running low, Parker has been forced to make a tough decision, shutting down Big Red until enough material can be stockpiled to keep the plant running. "That's it, we're shut down now," Parker admits, frustration evident in his voice. It's the right thing to do, but it's frustrating. His fast-track strategy for getting quick gold out of Sulphur Creek's pre-stripped ground has hit a dead end after just 1 week. His team is already stretched thin, and with only 3,500 ounces recovered so far, he now faces the reality that his original 10,000 ounce goal is completely out of reach. Lowering the target to 8,000 ounces seems more realistic, but even that is far from guaranteed. With Sulphur Creek shut down, Parker is left running only 2 wash plants at Dominion Creek, where he's still searching for rich pay dirt. But rather than simply waiting for better ground, he's making a bold gamble on an untouched red gravel deposit that he hopes no one has ever mined before. Big Red is moving upstream to where we found red gravel that leads to the White Channel gravel. To my knowledge, nobody has ever sluiced this red gravel before, Parker explains. The plan is simple in theory but extremely risky in execution. Over the last 7 weeks, Big Red has been running at the southern end of the 114-acre bridge cut, processing pay dirt. Now, Parker wants to move the plant half a mile upstream to a newly stripped section where his team has already removed 16 feet of overburden. What's left behind is a mysterious red gravel layer that could be worth between $1 million and $2 million in gold. But the gamble comes with a calculated risk. Parker is stockpiling the red gravel for now while leaving the frozen White Channel gravel to thaw for next season. If the red gravel doesn't pan out, he could be wasting valuable time on an experiment that won't pay off. With no pay dirt left, Parker gives the order, "Let's get this wash plant moved." Moving a massive wash plant is no small task. It falls on plant boss Tyson Lee to oversee the high-stakes job. "We have a lot to do and not much time. Parker wants it running tonight. If one thing goes wrong, everything is thrown off," Tyson says. The challenge is even greater for 30-year-old Yukon native Cole Anderson, a new addition to Parker's team who grew up mining with his grandfather but has never taken on a move of this scale before. Operating the 480 excavator, Cole is responsible for ensuring the wash plant reaches its new location safely. The unstable ground adds to the danger. As the crew carefully maneuvers Big Red, Tyson calls out, "Watch yourself, Cole. We're crossing a narrow spot, it's a long way down if anything goes wrong." For a tense moment, the loader bucket slips, threatening to throw the entire operation off balance. Tyson and Cole scramble to regain control, with Tyson shouting, "That was close, but we're back in action. Keep pulling, Cole, bring her home." Despite the stress, Big Red makes it to its new location, a massive relief for Parker and his crew. Now, all that's left is to get it running. Just when things seem to be turning around, disaster strikes. The crew shifts their focus to relocating the hopper feeder, the critical component that feeds material into the wash plant. But as they prepare for the final step, they spot a major problem. The tail drum is crumpling from the outside. The metal is thin, worn, and really sharp, reports Alec, one of Parker's crew members. The tail drum is essential, it keeps the conveyor belt moving, allowing pay dirt to be fed into the wash plant. If it's not replaced immediately, the jagged edges could shred the belt completely, shutting the plant down indefinitely. "How long do you need to fix it?" Parker asks, only to get the worst news possible: "We don't have a backup." The realization sets in: Big Red isn't running tonight. Tyson shakes his head in frustration. "We're definitely not sluicing tonight, that's for sure." With time running out and problem after problem stacking up, Parker's revised 8,000 ounce goal is starting to look just as impossible as his original 10,000 ounce target. The season has been brutal. Breakdowns, shutdowns, and unpredictable ground have made every ounce of gold harder to recover. And while Parker's determination is unquestionable, even he knows that at this point, he's running out of time to turn things around. One thing is certain, Parker isn't backing down. But with Big Red shut down and no clear solution in sight, the road to 8,000 ounces has just become his toughest challenge yet. After unexpected delays, Parker Schnabel's gold mining operation is finally back on track. The team has battled equipment failures, uncertain pay dirt, and time slipping away, but now, with a critical repair complete, Parker is ready to put his biggest gamble to the test, sluicing the mysterious red gravel at Dominion Creek's bridge cut. If the feeder hadn't needed repairs, we could have been sluicing already, Parker admits. The delay has cost them precious time, but he knows there's no turning back now. With his 8,000-ounce goal still looming, the only way forward is to dig in and hope the gamble pays off. Parker's plan is straightforward but risky: run Big Red on an untouched section of red gravel that might contain a massive gold deposit or nothing at all. The pay dirt here is different from what they've worked in the past, and there are no guarantees. We need to get that red gravel sluiced in gold in a jar, Parker says, eager to see if this strategy will pay off. His crew is just as determined. After 2 days of downtime waiting for a replacement tail drum for the conveyor, plant boss Tyson Lee is racing to get Big Red running again. Night shift is arriving any second now, so we need this wash plant up and running. We're just waiting on Alec and Liam to finish with the hopper, he explains. In the laydown yard, the much-needed 200-pound tail drum has finally arrived. Alec and Liam waste no time, hoisting it into place and removing the worn-out part that had been crippling their operation. We're doing this quick and dirty, Alec says as they slide the new drum into position. Every second counts. This repair is the only thing standing between them and a running wash plant. Here we go, Liam confirms as they lock the new drum into the hopper feeder. The team moves fast, positioning the feeder and making final adjustments. One of the crew members remarks, "It's starting to look like a wash plant again," as they tighten the last bolts and align the machinery. Finally, it's time. Alec gives the thumbs up, and Parker steps in. With no hesitation, he climbs into his loader and dumps in the first scoop of pay dirt. Here goes nothing, Parker says, watching as Big Red roars back to life. Now, the season's biggest gamble is in motion. Parker is betting everything on the idea that the red gravel holds enough gold to keep his operation afloat. But it's a high-stakes move. No one knows for sure how rich this ground actually is. We have a lot of red gravel ahead of us to sluice. Maybe this is where all the gold has been hiding, Parker says, his voice carrying a mix of hope and uncertainty. With every hour that Big Red runs, the team inches closer to an answer. If the gamble pays off, Parker could salvage his season and hit the revised 8,000-ounce target. But if the red gravel doesn't deliver, it could spell disaster. As the first pay dirt washes through the sluice, the crew watches intently. The fate of Parker's season now rests on what Big Red finds in the bridge cut, and there's no going back. Finally, Schnabel had both wash plants running at Dominion Creek, and after 4 days of sluicing, the team uncovered 136.5 ounces of gold, valued at over $341,000, from the bridge cut, surpassing their expectations. Adding to the success, the long cut delivered an even bigger haul, producing 285.1 ounces worth more than $712,000. With a season-best total so far, Schnabel remains optimistic. He's still pushing to add a third wash plant, aiming to maximize his gold recovery and push his season's haul even higher.